Hello, welcome to Claris Engage. Today, I'm going to talk about the on-site triathlon athlete registration system, a palm-sized custom app that has been in use for over 7 years. In 2018, Claris Japan featured this system in a promotional video. I'm Shin Ninagawa. I am the owner and company president of Splash Inc., one of several Claris Partner Platinum members based in Japan. Splash has been developing FileMaker custom apps for more than 20 years. I and my team have been awarded 4 awards of excellence. The Splash team is the author of a Japanese language FileMaker Master Book, which is used as an official textbook in Japan. I teach Splash FileMaker classes and Claris Japan's official classes too. Here is the Splash store, which sells third-party tools online, targeted for the Japanese market. I have attended more than 20 FileMaker developer conferences and have always been impressed by the great products offered by others. I started to sell my favorite products to the Japanese market, providing the necessary localization to ensure successful sales within Japan. What I do when I'm off? I used to enjoy skiing, board sailing, and touring. Now I more enjoy billiards, playing golf, and FileMaker, of course. Even in my private time, I love to play with FileMaker. In this session, I'd like to show you how a simple palm-sized custom app could be powerful enough to support a big event. This is a quote from Steve Clark, which I always keep in mind. Usability is about people and how they understand and use things, not about technology. The triathlon takes place in Miyazaki, which is a beautiful sea and resort area in Japan. Do you know where Miyazaki is? It's here in Kyushu, in the southern part of Japan. First of all, let me talk about this sport event. The customer is the event organizer, Miyazaki SeaGaia Triathlon Executive Committee. The Miyazaki SeaGaia Triathlon is one of the most famous annual triathlon events in Japan. It has been held yearly for more than 20 years. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, it was not possible to host the event this year. But they are expecting to once again host the event next year with huge energy. There are approximately 1,000 participants and 630 volunteers as total. 500 of the student volunteers are known as supporters, and remaining 130 work in general staff capacity. The event day is only one day, but registration starts from the previous day. Triathlon tests the limits of its competitors, but that makes the competition all the more exciting for the audience. As you probably know, it includes 3 continuous sequential events: swimming, cycling, and running. But the more interesting race is the transition. The transition area in a triathlon is the section of the course that is reserved to hold the athletes' bikes and kits for the 3 stages of the race. athletes will use this area twice, once to change from swim to bike, and once to change from bike to run. A smooth, quick triathlon transition can make a big difference in a race. So, some people say that it is the fourth game. It is very exciting to watch. How does the committee manage 3 registrations at 3 different locations? Here are the locations and the circumstances. The event area is widespread, indoor and outdoor. The race area is few miles away from the center building. The regulations are strict in order to ensure the safety of everyone involved. Thus, the athletes must register for and attend 2 separate preparatory sessions, followed by the final registration. The first registration is on the day before the event. The athletes need to register when they arrive. The second registration is for the preparatory session. The third registration is on the race day. The athletes bring their bikes to the beach and set them up for the transition. They'll register at the gate. And again, each registration must be done in order. Target users. It's kind of a challenge for us. The volunteer needs a simple and easy-to-use system for registration because they are high school students whose first experience with the application would be on the day of the event. The user's interface must be intuitive and require no training. Now it's getting clear. We can see the requirements. First of all, the custom app should be easy to use. The custom app needs to enforce the registration rules. Strict sequential ordering of the 3 types of registrations is required. And then, especially on the race day, we must be able to register 1,000 athletes within 1 hour. Stability as well as ease of development are the key factors for this custom app. The committee named the custom app EO Pro, which means Event Organizer Pro. And here's how we met the requirements.
宮崎シーガイアトライアスロン大会実行委員長の押川と申します。この大会は今年で20回目の節目を迎えました。全国から約1000名近い選手の皆様がエントリーしていただいております。運営の面でもですね、高校生のボランティアが500名、一般ボランティアが130名大会を支えてくれています。
宮崎というところがトライアスロンの大会の後進県だったんですね。他の大会となんか違う大会をやろうということでいろいろアイデアを出しまして、
大会のですね受付、それから管理業務、いろんなものをですね簡略化して選手の皆様がスムーズにですね大会の運営に参加できるような形でですねファイルメーカーを入れようということにしました。
最初そのモバイルデバイスを使って簡単に受付を登録できないかなっていうふうにご相談いただいたんですね。システムとしてはまず QR コードを出力して紙で参加者様にお送りをしてそれをお持ちいただくと iPhone、iPod Touch などで簡単にそれをスキャンしてすぐにそのまま登録ができるということでかなり時間が短縮できでボランティアさんたちにも簡単に使っていただけるっていうようなシステムになりました。
ボランティアの活動というのは当日来ていただいて活動していただくという事前の打ち合わせとか練習とかそういうのはない中でお願いをしてるんですけども、高校生のボランティアが初めて今日手に取ってそれでもスムーズに行うことができました。
使い慣れた iPhone でやったのでその そんなにたくさん説明を聞かなくても自分たちで簡単に操作できるし、すごいいいなと思いました。
スムーズにできてすごく簡単で使いやすかったです。
MDM を利用することによって各デバイスにセット、一括で一気に行えるんですね。今回 iPhone、iPad もネットワーク付きの SIM を挿してあることによってルーターの設定も必要なくなりましたし、お客様だけで慣れてない方でも簡単に行っていただけるっていうような仕組みが実現できました。
スマホでパーってしてすごく早かったと思います。競技者側からもしても大会運営者側からしてもどっちもお互いにいいようなシステムだと思うんでいいと思います。
紙とかは持っていかなくていいのでカメラだけで対応していただくので便利ですよね。
他の大会でもこんなシステムだったらいいなと思います。早く来て並んだりするっていうことが省かれるのですごくスムーズにいったと思います。
FileMakerクラウドは AWS、Amazon ウェブサービスというクラウドプラットフォームをベースにセキュリティも非常に高いので非常に使いやすいというところがあります。
今回の、このシステムも含めましてスマートでコンパクトにまとまった未来型の大会になっていけばいいなというふうに思っています。
今後はですね2年後にオリンピックがございますね。でこのオリンピックに向けてこの大会がですねまたさらに新しいですね方針を作っていきたいと思っておりますので、もちろんこのファイルメーカーを含めてですけどまた新しいシステムをですねより広範囲に入れていきたいと思っております。
I'll next give you some background information about the custom app EOPro, how we met the requirements, administrative functions, and how we built this ad hoc system. How we met the requirements? First of all, as high school students are familiar with using the iPhone on a daily basis, thanks to the easy-to-understand user interface, they were able to start using the custom app running on the iPhone immediately. But there are a few points we focused on to address the requirements. Simplify and minimize the number of operational steps. 3 steps at most. And design for an easy mobile use experience. Be consistent in colors and functions. Here is the menu of the 3 registration types. Green is the color for the second registration type. When the user taps the green button, the big scan button is shown. When the user taps the scan button, the QR code is scanned, searching is quickly done, and the athlete's information is displayed on the screen. After confirmed the name is OK, tap to register. Secondly, we want to enforce the rules of who can register and who cannot. FileMaker does this easily with very little coding. When EOPro captures the wrong registration, it shows only a single OK button with a simple error message. There is nothing to select. The third one is about the time. On the race day, about 1,000 registrations should be done possibly within 1 hour. A QR code contains an athlete's registration number. Generate and print the QR code in advance. Using the iPhone as a QR code reader in FileMaker Go is easy. What we need is only a single script step, insert from device. Let's take a look at the administrative functionality of EOPro. Before the day of the event, the committee had some desk work. As a preparation, they generate each athlete's QR code from EOPro and get it ready for use. This means printing on postcard or envelopes to post, or on any other event materials such as bags or helmets. FileMaker doesn't have a native function to produce QR codes, but we have a web viewer and it is easy to implement with JavaScript. They use a desktop computer with FileMaker Pro for all the pre-event administrative work. They also need to prepare the devices and set them up. On the event day, the committee uses iPads at the headquarters tent on the beach. In the early morning, before the race start, the progress of registration at the transition area is of most interest. The progress of the registration can be seen in a pie chart, and a list of athletes who are late can be generated. Also, they can search by athlete and check to see the status of each registration. During the race, the registration number of the participants who dropped out is immediately shared with headquarters by radio. Headquarters then records the athlete's status in EOPro. Next, I'll talk about how we built this ad hoc system. In this case, the committee rents 10 iPhones for registration to use at 3 different places, and 4 iPads for administration of the event. They have no time to set them up by themselves, nor can we expect a knowledgeable person to be available for configuring settings. This was the situation when we started in 2013. At that time, because of cost, we used the iPod Touch, not the iPhones. So we needed to prepare each device by configuring the Wi-Fi and network settings as well as the Wi-Fi infrastructure on site. Furthermore, we set up the iPod Touches manually by connecting each device to a cable directory. Recently, it's become easier. We switched to iPhones in 2018. We don't have to worry about the network connection anymore. What we need to configure is installation of FileMaker Go and installation of a shortcut to EOPro on the server. FileMaker Go connects with EOPro running on FileMaker Cloud. Thanks to the iPhone, we could switch to use MDM. Nowadays, when we configure multiple devices, mobile device management is a great technology to use. By using MDM, the setup operation on site is accomplished in only 3 steps. Step 1. Power on the iPhone. Scan the QR code to reach the MDM server and download the configuration. Step 2. Tap to install it and setup starts automatically. Step 3. Launch the custom app EOPro. Done. Now it's ready to go. I love development and I love people. The most joyful time is when I can see the smile on a user's face. These are shots from the event of 2019. Because of heavy rain on the previous day of the event, volunteers couldn't come to the center in time for the registration. And the family of one of our staff was able to help with the registration. Especially this cute young lady, who I think is 7 years old, could immediately skillfully use the EO Pro system.
30分に行けばいい。30分から123はい、ありがとうございます。
She is so lovely, isn't she? Technology is always changing. The environment surrounding our development changes too. What I like about FileMaker is that FileMaker always guides us to the right innovative technology. We can rely on FileMaker to create solutions that work for each business. Mr. Tokudome was always motivated and loved innovative technology. The biggest discussion with him was a talk over the phone, planning the future system for over 1 hour. I worked with him from the beginning of EO Pro in 2013 till 2019 January. Special thanks to Mr. Tokudome and forever with EO Pro.